everybody. Welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie, Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie, Jessica.
So it's that time again. It is time for our Convincing My Bestie series. This is where we test the bonds of our friendship by convincing the other to read in a series or a trope that they don't normally choose for themselves. And I would just really like to point out that you liked the Omegaverse that I made you read last time. Mandy's turn to convince me.
Okay, this is one we haven't done in over a year, but we have done it as a convincing before.
Okay.
You actually do read this trope, but you like to pretend that you don't. So we're doing it as a convincing again.
If
Ready?
you say brother's best friend, I'm going to scream.
No.
Oh, okay. What is it?
It's best friend's brother. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Or no, it should have been best friend's sister.
Yeah.
The same.
Other opposite. Yeah, no. What is it?
Okay, no. In all seriousness, it is friends to lovers.
Oh, yay!
You
Okay.
do read this one though sometimes.
Yeah, it's not what I look for though.
No, but also
No.
I'd like to point out there was like 3 weeks in a row where you were like practically like reading Brother's Best Friend left and right.
But they were dark, and that's the difference. And they weren't
These
like
are not going to be.
I think with the contemporary Brother's Best Friend, a lot of it is like there are reasons why they can't be together. It can't be that because that is just dumb. So
Okay.
there you go.
Well, could you have like a dark friends to lovers?
Sure, they could be dark serial killers and friends and then lovers eventually. I don't know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before we get started, please subscribe to our channel, like, comment, and hype our video. And don't forget that we do have the Corinne Michaels PR box for Come What May as our book giveaway right now. So all you have to do is hit that subscribe button to be entered to win.
Okay.
Friends to Lovers has already put you to sleep.
Well, the fact that it's almost 7 o'clock and I probably have about 3 more hours of work here at the warehouse has already put me to sleep. Yikes. That's what it is. Yep.
Okay, let's dive in.
Okay.
First up, we have The One I Love by Shel Sloan. So this one is part of the Rolling Hills series, but you can read it as a standalone. And also, I'd like to point out the heroine is over 35. So I know that you appreciate that because you can relate.
So can you.
I relate to the younger people. I'm just kidding.
Oh, the hell.
Okay, so Amelia has been besties with Shane forever. Okay, they've been besties since high school. She got pregnant in high school and married at 18, and she's been divorced for a while. And Shane has kind of secretly pined for her this entire time. He's been her rock. And one thing leads to another. And this also has one of my other favorite tropes because they have a fake dating situation going on. But it's actually a fake engagement. And their moms find out about it and it snowballs really, really quickly. So like just think if your mom found out that somebody wasn't like in your family was engaged, how quickly that would like turn into like everybody knowing. So just think like that. So it snowballed out of control very quickly once the moms get involved. They like show up and kind of take over. So they decide to continue the fake engagement for a little while they try and like unravel this whole situation. But they're also kind of secretly seeing each other during this time. So really enjoyed this. It's actually pretty emotional and a little like heartbreaking at times because they've been friends for so long. Okay. I want lots of enthusiasm during this video. Okay,
You
my
go ahead and bring
next,
the enthusiasm.
huh?
So go ahead, you can bring the enthusiasm.
Oh no.
What?
Oh, well, I think I have 7 books.
Yay! One more to choose from.
I don't know, but I forgot to grab it off my bookshelf, so it's not in my still. That is The Heartbreak List by Misty Murphy. I've tried to convince you to read this before, and you didn't. I think you would really like this. This is a little bit of a love triangle. So we have Indy, and we have Theo and Gray. So Theo has lived a life of drugs and booze and women, and he's basically just burying his pain. Andy finds out that she has a terminal illness and she is engaged to Gray. They're planning their wedding, and Gray has basically just been stifling her. Like, she just wants to live out the last of her days and have fun and do things that she normally wouldn't do, and just really, really like live is what she wants to do. Gray wants to see her live, so he wants her to do everything she possibly can to try and prolong her life. So he's very like strict in a loving way, not like an asshole way, but he's like, let's eat fruits and vegetables, let's go to bed and get our like 9 hours of sleep, like that sort of thing, take your vitamins. And she just wants to like live her life, so she decides to go out one day and do that when she runs into Theo. And they don't have the best first meeting, but then they run into each other again. And Theo just kind of accepts her for who she is and isn't trying to save her. And they end up falling for each other. But she's got a terminal illness. It also has a little bit of cheating kind of in it because it's a little bit of a love triangle.
Okay.
Very angsty. I cried a lot. Okay. Next reading journal. Okay. And next I have a duet. And that is First Verse by L.M. Halloran. As you know, on this channel, when we convince each other or whatever with a duet, if you don't want to, you do not have to read the second one. I highly recommend everybody read it because it's really good. So the first book is about Eva and Wilder. They're both just very broken souls. This is a next generation story. It is rock star. Their parents are rock stars, and they are in a band together. Eva loves Wilder. Wilder is kind of an ass to her. Like, he treats her pretty badly. He is doing things with other women, and he knows that she is in love with him, and he purposely sets up situations that she's going to find things and see things. And it's because he feels that she's just too good for him, and so he's constantly like sabotaging their relationship. And in this book, everything just really, really falls apart, and Wilder is addicted to drugs, and it's being supplied by his current girlfriend, and it's just a heartbreaking, angsty mess because they've been friends for a very, very long time.
Okay.
And dun, dun, dun. Okay, next I have Smash by S.M. West. And this is about Daisy and Grayson. Grayson has been in love with Daisy, who is his best friend. They met when she was pregnant, and he just like really stepped in, and he really fell for her, but he knew she was in a very vulnerable state when she was pregnant. The father was completely out of the picture, wanted nothing to do with her or her son. And so the son is now 2, and he's just kind of been like her rock. And then he finds out he's just been trying to be very patient and wait for her to be ready to date before he tries to make the move. Well, we know what happens in those situations. You get friend zoned.
Yep.
And now Daisy is interested in starting to date. And he has to figure out like how to navigate all of this. And then in the midst of all of this, her son's father comes back into the picture and starts demanding things. So there's that one.
Okay.
Okay. Then I have Someone You Don't, or Someone You Deserve. Oh my gosh, I almost said Someone You Don't Deserve.
Nice.
Well, that's a wild title for a romance book. Okay, so Someone You Deserve by Harlow James. This is about Penn and Astrid. So Astrid's husband was best friends with Penn, and he was killed in the line of duty. So Penn has stepped up and is trying really hard to take care of Astrid, and she has kids, and she's now a widow, and he is in love with her, but he feels like this was my best friend's wife. I can't be in love with her. And so he's trying to like walk this fine line while he is totally falling in love with her. I'm trying to do quick snippets here for you. Do you want more information on this book?
Nope, I think you snippeted it enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it just adds like a whole, like, I know when you're talking about brother's best friend and why can't they be together and stuff, like friends to lovers, like why can't, if you guys are friends, why can't you be together? I think if it's your best friend's wife and he's dead, that really puts a big weird,
Yep.
elephant in the room or whatever,
Yep.
barrier, however you want to look at that.
Yep.
Okay, where did my other journal go?
I have no idea.
That has the other book. Oh man. Okay. So then next I have Against All Odds by Corinne Michaels. So this is part of the Ember Falls series, but it can be read as a standalone. And I think all of the books that I've talked about, with the exception of the Heartbreak List, have audio. I'm not sure if the Heartbreak List has audio.
Yeah, it does.
It does? Okay. All of the books I've talked about have audio then.
Yep.
Okay. So in this, we have okay, sorry, I was looking at a note that I wrote on here because I wrote that there's banter in this book, and I was like, why didn't I use it in the banter book?
Why did you use it in the banter video?
But I didn't use it in the banter because it's between the guys about the disc jocks, and then their girlfriends and friends give them crap because they basically play frisbee. And it is hilarious. It's like competitive frisbee. And Corinne Michaels herself actually said she wrote that into this because her son was playing competitive frisbee, and she did it to kind of troll her own son. So you can kind of see where her humor lies. So in this, we have Violet, and Violet finds out that her husband is cheating on her. And she finds this out when her husband is an actor. And so she sits down one day to watch TV, and it is all over the news. So she doesn't just find out, she finds out like when the entire country finds out, because it wasn't just some random person, it was his co-star from a movie. And she is devastated, packs up everything, and moves back to a place that was very familiar to her, where her grandma lived, and which is Ember Falls, and that's where Everett lives. And her and Everett used to be very good friends. They were actually together, so this has kind of got like a second chance vibe to it as well. And so she returns, she runs into Everett, and Everett and her rekindle their friendship again. And then she finds out that she is pregnant with her ex's baby.
Okay.
So this is not his baby trope too, which I know you love. Okay. And then we need to take a quick pause while I find my other journal note.
Okay.
All right. So then last I have Win Some, Lose Some by Sage Savage, which we know is one of your favorite books.
Author.
Is written by her.
Yeah, one of my favorite books is written by her. Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Transcendence.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, also that other one too.
Which one?
The ones that you read where I can't remember what the title is, but the ones where they're stranded.
Oh, Saving Rain.
Saving Rain. Yeah, yes. That's good too.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so in this we have Myra and Matthew. So Matthew actually has Asperger's. There's information in here from the author on that if you want to know more about how she wrote the book. So Matthew's parents have died, and he is in charge of himself. He is 18, but he is still in high school. He has an uncle who is helping him out, but he also has a disabled sister that he feels very much responsible for. And so he has this uncle Travis and his wife Bethany. But he ends up having some panic attacks at times. And so like cake will get him to calm down. So they like will make a cake and, have conversations with him that way. And so anyways, so Myra really likes him and they end up being partners for a project. And he struggles a little bit with social cues and all of that, but she actually really starts to like him and fall for him. And so this is just a really sweet friends to lovers with the Asperger's representation. And they are in high school, they're seniors. But it's just, it was so good. I don't want to say I loved watching his struggles, but I liked seeing how the whole story evolved and how there were things he had to overcome and there's things that he's not going to overcome that Myra was able to work through and like accept and things like that. And so it's just a really, really great friends to lovers, a little bit angsty and emotional, but I could say that it could also be like a palate cleanser as well. Not sure this one has audio though.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. Okay. So the other 6 have audio. That one does not. Okay. There you have it. There are 7 friends to lovers. And there's obviously so many more. I just tried to pick some of my favorites.
Okay. I'm going to read Harlow's book. I'm going to go with Harlow's.
Okay.
Yep.
Look at you making a fast decision. So you're going to read Someone You Deserve.
Yes. I'm pretty sure I already have audio for that. I think I want it in her like $5 Krabby thing, I think. So yeah.
I shall continue my quest to get you to read the Heartbreak List.
I do want to read that one, but I've been wanting to read more Harlow lately anyway. So and I like the idea of it being, a widow. So I like that idea.
Yes.
So, yeah.
That's another good trope that you enjoy. So see, you can really enjoy friends to lovers. Sometimes. And I tried really hard when I was picking these out to pick authors that I knew that you already had read something of and would enjoy so that this wouldn't be too torturous. Yeah. But I think you do like friends to lovers more than you realize. You just would never go and be like, I'm looking for friends to lovers. Never. I don't either. It's not a trope I typically look for.
No, definitely not.
But when any of those authors as you can see, I owned 6 out of the 7 books. So as you can see, I love those authors.
Yes. Yeah, you chose some really good authors for sure. So, all right.
Okay. Well, you're going to go pack some boxes and then read a book and then we'll be back.
Yep. That's the plan.
All right, Jessica, you read Someone You Deserve by Harlow James. So what did you think?
Thoughts? I enjoyed it. I like Harlow. I like Harlow's writing a lot. I gave it 4 stars. There were some things I kind of felt like Astrid was mean to Pin every once in a while because he was so sweet. It was such a golden retriever and he just wanted to help and be there. But then you also have to figure that she was in a very crazy headspace and that's a lot that she was going through. And it's like when you have the person there helping you all the time and they're your safe person that you can snap at. And I feel like, I know I did that to my husband when I was going through surgeries and stuff. So I kind of just chalked it up to that. I saw some people saying that they didn't like how she treated him in reviews. And I'm like, well, but you got to be in her headspace too. So, I enjoyed it. I love Harlow. Harlow's amazing.
All right. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
Friends to Lovers wasn't so bad.
That book wasn't so bad. It's not the trope. It's the book. So
yeah, Friends to Lovers, as long as her husband's been killed and he's her husband's best friend, sure.
Yes, I will stand by that statement. Yes, pretty much.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it and that it wasn't too terrible. Please keep that in mind.
Yeah, I do love Harlow. We like Harlow personally, but I like her writing too.
Okay, but keep that in mind, that this was a smooth process for you.
I will keep this in mind for the next one. I don't even know what I'm going to do. When do I have to convince you, Canada? That coming up like this weekend? Or when we get home?
Probably. Yeah, we really need to look at the schedule.
Oh gosh, I'm going to go figure out what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do, guys. What do you want me to convince her to read next? Tell me in the comments below. I don't know
Oh,
what to
that's
do.
a good one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and a lot of Wednesdays for new videos from us.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.